Hello, you're tuning in the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Cho Nguyen, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. President Reup receives Australian ambassador to Vietnam. National Assembly passes law on defense and security industry and industrial mobilization. Lạng Province builds a smart border gate. On June the 27th in Hanoi, President Reup received Australian ambassador to Vietnam Andrew Gillespie. At the meeting, the president expressed his joy at the strong developments in Vietnam-Australia relations in recent times, especially the two countries upgrading their relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership in March. Based on the new relationship framework, it is recommended that the two countries continue to propose specific cooperation programs, strengthen defense security ties and economic trade investment cooperation, and promote cooperation in new fields such as responding to climate change, clean energy, digital transformation, and AI. On this occasion, President expressed his gratitude to Australia for supporting Vietnam in training peacekeeping forces and providing aircraft to transport Vietnam's field hospitals to South Sudan. Ambassador Andrew Gillespie spoke highly of Vietnam's foreign policy, which has been actively contributing to consolidating peace and stability in the region, while affirming that Vietnam plays an important role in Australia's foreign policy, committing to continue dedicating many resources to the Southeast Asia region, including Vietnam, within the framework of the economic strategy Southeast Asia to 2040 of Australia. Within the framework of the 15th Annual Conference of Pioneers of the World Economic Forum, or WEF Dalian 2024 in short, on June 27th in Beijing, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and Deputy Prime Minister of the State Council of China Jiang Guoqing attended the conference Vietnam-China Cooperation on Strategic Transport Infrastructure Development and the Role of Vietnamese and Chinese Enterprises. At the conference, representatives from Vietnam-China discussed the development of transportation infrastructure, shared good practices, and explored cooperation opportunities. To realize the high-level agreements between the two countries on promoting the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership and the shared future community between Vietnam and China more effectively and sustainably, Deputy Prime Minister Jiang Guoqing welcomed the agencies and enterprises of the two countries to jointly promote cooperation in various fields, especially in transportation development and connectivity between the two countries. He noted that, alongside the leading role of the state-owned enterprises, it is essential to mobilize private enterprises from both sides to focus on this important task. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính highlighted the significance of strategic transportation links between Vietnam and China for regional and international connectivity. He proposed accelerating key railway projects, including the Lào Cai-Hà Nội-Hải Phòng line, and urged the implementation of urban railway projects in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City with Chinese investment for PPP. The Prime Minister also called for expanding flight routes, increasing flight frequencies, and encouraging Vietnam-China tourism development. Additionally, he stressed the need for road connectivity projects, particularly highways and border bridges. He also encouraged enterprises from both countries to engage in joint ventures aiming for harmonized interest and shared risk, while expressing his hope for substantial and effective breakthroughs in bilateral relations. On the afternoon of June 27th, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính concluded his successful trip to Beijing and returned to Hanoi. On June 27th, during the 7th session of the 15th National Assembly, with 100% of the National Assembly deputies present voting in favor, the National Assembly passed the law on defense and security industry and industrial mobilization. National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn presided over the session, which was attended by President Reup.
Kết quả biểu quyết như sau.
The voting results are as follows. 464 deputies participated in the voting, and all 464 deputies voted in favor. Therefore, the National Assembly has passed the law on defense and security industry and industrial mobilization with 100% approval from the deputies present.
Xin trân trọng cảm ơn Quốc hội.
The National Assembly's Defense and Security Committee reported that the draft law, after being reviewed and revised, consists of 7 chapters and 86 articles with many new contents, including the management of the financial resources for defense and security industry, the Defense and Security Industry Fund, the Defense Industrial Complex, industrial mobilization, and policies for key defense security industrial facilities. The government will provide detailed regulations and guidance on the implementation of provisions allowing a portion of the Investment and Development Fund for enterprises to be used for scientific, technological, and innovative activities in the core of the defense industrial complex. This creates a legal basis for mobilizing additional resources for the development of new products. The law on defense and security industry and industrial mobilization will take effect as from July 1st, 2025. On the morning of the same day, at the 7th session of the 15th National Assembly, the deputies discussed the law on people's air defense. Many deputies agreed that it is of necessity to have policies and institutions to effectively organize the people's air defense posture to meet the requirements of national protection in the new situation. Some deputies stated that the law violations in the use of unmanned and ultralight flying vehicles are increasing, threatening national defense and security as well as aviation safety. Therefore, National Assembly deputies highlighted the importance of building and promulgating the law on people's air defense, a specialized law with the specific features, which helps perfect legal system on national defense and military.
Nhất là trong giai đoạn hiện nay, tàu bay không người lái đang được nghiên cứu.
Currently, unmanned and ultralight flying vehicles are being researched, manufactured, and used for military purposes as a new combat force. So the development and promulgation of the law on people's air defense is very necessary, contributing to perfecting the legal system on military defense and national protection.
Nhiều nội dung trong dự thảo luật hiện đang được điều chỉnh bởi các luật có liên quan như luật hàng không.
Many contents in the draft law are regulated by related laws such as the law on civil aviation, the law on national defense works, and civil defense. I request the drafting agency to review and ensure the promulgation of a law which will ensure the uniformity of the legal system. We need to further clarify the role of the people's air defense in the national defense work, the relations between building the people's air defense and building strong defensive areas, and all people national defense posture. The National Assembly deputies also contributed opinions on a number of contents such as fully supplementing prohibited acts, managing, protecting, and using low-altitude airspace below 5,000 meters. There needs specific criteria to determine the focus of people's air defense. The deputies believe that it is necessary to evaluate and review to stipulate specific responsibilities in the state management of the people's air defense. Taking place from June 20th to 26th in India, the Vietnam-India Young Officer Exchange Program concluded with many meaningful and practical activities successfully held. This is an opportunity for young officers of the two countries to augment understanding about the similarities and uniqueness of each side. This year's iteration also serves as a basis for the two sides to organize more cooperation contents and forums in the coming years. Within the framework of the exchange, the young officer delegation of the Vietnam People's Army visited and worked with the College of Military Engineering, Indian Defense Academy, Marathon Light Infantry Regiment, Military Intelligence Training School and Depot. At the Atmanagar Mechanized Infantry Center and School, the Vietnamese delegation was introduced to and experienced such simulation training contents as tactical shooting at moving targets, driving tanks on different types of terrain, shooting from tanks at ground and air targets. During the exchange, young Vietnamese officers discussed with their Indian counterparts issues of mutual concern, focusing on recruitment and training of high-quality human resources in the military, the position and role of military youth in building defense strength, and response to non-traditional security issues. Coming up next, Vietnam has relatively stable fiscal outlook. Lao Sơn province builds a smart border gate. State support policies play a crucial role in reducing investment costs for energy resources that demand new technology investments such as smart grids and energy storage batteries. This in turn accelerates the energy transition process. These were the opinions heard at the 2024 Vietnam Energy Transition Forum held on June the 27th in Hanoi. As one of the Asian countries with ambitious zero-emission strategies, Vietnam is committed to reducing emissions by 43.5% by 2030. However, increasing pressure from stringent environmental regulations in developed countries is urging both the government and Vietnamese enterprises to participate more swiftly in the energy transitions towards greening the economy. At the event, delegates also assessed that Vietnam's current readiness to adopt renewable energy transition trends is only at an average level in terms of institutions, technology, human resources, and investment capability. More decisive support policies from the state concerning finance, taxes, and fees, alongside the competitive electricity generation market, should open the competitive electricity trading market to help Vietnam transition fast. According to the Article 4 consultation team of the International Monetary Fund, Vietnam's fiscal outlook is relatively stable and its economic growth rate is high compared to emerging countries. Medium-term public debt is under control. Vietnam maintains sustainable and relatively low debt levels compared to some other countries in the region. Therefore, some of the difficulties that Vietnam is facing are general trends and quite common in Asia. Assessing Vietnam's fiscal policy, the International Monetary Fund recommends continuing to strengthen the fiscal framework, fiscal discipline, and upgrade the medium-term financial framework. In recent years, trade, export, and import activities between Vietnam and China have been increasing, especially when China has boosted its imports of Vietnamese agricultural products and fruits. Vietnam exported goods to China has increased sharply, accounting for about 80% of the total value of exported goods via Lao Sơn province. To facilitate custom clearance, Lao Sơn Provincial People's Committee has developed the Smart Border Gate project and submitted to the Prime Minister for approval. For the customs sector, up to 70 to 80% of the workload is of import and export management activities at land border gates. Therefore, the implementation of the Smart Border Gate model is expected to effectively handle congestions at the border gate. Under the project waiting for approval, 2 pairs of border gates of Hữu Nghị Quan, Tân Thanh, Po Chai in Lạng Sơn were selected to pilot the project. At these border gates, the application of modern technologies are being actively carried out. Before the goods are transported to the border gate, we've already declared them online, and when the goods arrive at Chi Ma border gate, we're facilitated to finish procedures as soon as possible. The Smart Border Gate model is deployed based on the application of modern technologies in the process of import and export of goods. As modern equipment is used, 100% of shipments will be screened. This model will bring great benefits, especially in routing goods flows.
khai hải quan điện tử VIET gắn liền với nền tảng.
Thanks to digital customs declaration, the time for custom clearance is shortened significantly. In 2023, hữu nghị Bordergate Customs actively augments digital transformation associated with the pilot of the smart customs model. To improve the efficiency of this work, after the pilot project approved by the government, Lhasa Customs also requested the General Department of Customs to consider the establishment of a working group to coordinate with the customs agencies of localities for field study. In addition, the building of a smart border gate model is a new issue. It is necessary to have data sharing and connections with China to systematize the process of implementing digital customs with the smart customs model. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.